At least one school in Port Moresby has recognized that student bullying exists and that it has a negative impact on students' ability to learn. Port Moresby Grammar has launched an anti-bullying campaign to establish a culture of acceptance, tolerance, and respect. Gregory Avira has more.
Despite lack of statistical records in the country, students, teachers, and even parents alike will attest to its existence. School bullying, an often quiet agenda not widely spoken about in schoolyards, although there is a high chance of a student experiencing or hearing of a bullying case while attending school. Whether it is hitting someone, swearing, or even something as small as teasing, bullying has various forms. Whilst the scars received during physical traumatic instances of bullying may heal over time, the psychological aspect tends to be more damaging, especially for those faced with this problem at a very young age. One of the country's renowned mental health specialists, Dr. Huma Ambi, says bullying can have numerous negative psychological and social effects on a child if it is not identified and treated properly at an early stage.
This la kind thing by bagarapim think blow pikinini na upset him development career belong also na can bagarapim the emotional growth as well as physical growth got something traumatized child may not be talking about what is going on in the school, so can internalize him na. Okay, so it's all depend on the child whether the child is going to open up, because most of the kids they get very worried to come and talk about it, because by bagarapim mo yet lo school, or by bring him all papa mama fight or clan fight or kind something, even picking any by think suppose me talking mama papa and I am tribal fighty by come up or among the teachers, will I get bad names? So you will see that child get upset and hurt. Now by holding all this kind inside, of course it's going to have an impact in the child's academic performance and social skills, and also emotional development and physical development. So there is a short term and the long term effect is there.
The depressing effect of bullying can also lead to a child victim turning into a bully. This, according to Dr. Ambi, is done as a way to vent out the stored frustration and is a show of the victim's longing to break out of the sense of being inferior. This newfound sense of being in control or superiority then causes the child to develop conduct disorders.
We will see there is a conduct disorder, emotional disorder in children. This is all hidden at them. So the bullies have mostly conduct disorder. They can be aggressive, attention deficit disorders, and swearing and teasing, and there are lying and stealing, and this antisocial behavior, or this kind pikinini oligat bully the kids most of the time.
The education department in 2009 introduced a behavior management policy with the aim of promoting good student behavior through collaborative efforts of students, teachers, school administration, and parents. The Education Department's acting secretary, Dr. Uke Kombra, says it is this policy that individual schools have to be guided by to establish their own behavior management policy and have it implemented to minimize such issues as bullying. One school in Port Moresby has seen bullying as a real issue and has taken a positive stance in combating it. Port Moresby Grammar School, since 2012, has been staging its anti-bullying campaign to drive the message to its students that bullying should never be accepted as a norm, whether in school or outside. The school's counselors Victor Pineau and Joachim Toravit say the introduction of the anti-bullying campaign has had positive results, with more students coming forward to report students who bully. The school has chosen to apply restorative justice, which aims to give counseling to the victim and help the perpetrator break free from the bullying cycle.
It is an approach where after a bullying case, we have both the victim and the perpetrator, or the bully and the one bullied, to come and we sit together and we let the perpetrator hear the victim how his or her behavior has affected him or her. So we've introduced that this year, and it's working quite well for us. Restorative justice actually helps both, because it creates some kind of empathy in the perpetrator. However, apart from restorative justice, we also have school rules and the guidelines that we need to take to address bullying cases. So we don't treat bullying cases lightly in the school. We invite parents in, we talk to the parents of the bullies, and then we recommend a period of time where the parent and the bully goes home and they talk about the behavior in the hope that the child will change when he or she comes back to school. And we also recommend to parents that they take their children to seek external counseling or psychological help.
The school in 2015 conducted a survey to see the extent of this problem. The survey indicated the existence of bullying in various forms, with verbal insults having the highest occurrence. It also revealed that 41% of the students who were involved in the survey at that time had experienced some form of bullying.
We had quite an extensive survey last year to try and gauge the bullying occurrences that we have in the school. And it was interesting because we only had, out of 743 students who did the survey, we had 41% who have noted that they have experienced some form of bullying in the school. So that is quite low. So it's 41%.
Port Moresby Grammar School is probably the only school that is doing something new about bullying in terms of introducing restorative justice, and we feel that once we get this well established and we see how it goes in our practices, we see the success of it, and finding out how effective it is, then we can be able to go out to other schools and liaise with them and see if we can try to come up with some kind of partnership with other schools and trying to introduce restorative justice and actually do something about anti-bullying, because it is actually, bullying is a very big issue in many schools.
With such an approach of campaigning against bullying undertaken by Port Moresby Grammar, other schools in the country should be encouraged to introduce similar campaigns to curb bullying and promote proper student behavior. Only when such issues are eradicated can we see positive mindsets being developed to enable students to perform well academically for the good of our nation.
Bullying is common and it is complex, and I think as a parents and teachers and schools and education department, as a sector, we must stand together, and we can actually reduce this complex bullying in school, and we can make the children best investment in our country and make the country is the best.
Gregory Avira reporting there. This is PNG Tonight. Coming up, discipline re-emphasized on police new recruits.